deal? What is the deal? What's good? What's good? What's good? What is good? What is good? What is good? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling out here? How y'all feeling out here? What's the deal? What deal? What's good with y'all? Let me know how y'all feeling. How y'all feeling? It's Friday, 7 p.m. Friday. How y'all feeling out here? Well, actually, ain't 7:30, but hey, make sure you hit the like button when y'all come through here real quick. I'm gonna let some of y'all get up in here so we can talk about Sunday night football. Sunday night football. We're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about it's a lot to talk about, so we're gonna talk about it. But I'm gonna let some of y'all get up in here real quick before we start. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. You already know what it is, man. It's my first stream in the greatest month of all the months of the year. You know what I'm saying? It's the greatest month. So if y'all can't tell now, this is my birthday month. You know what I'm saying? And Sunday is going down, but not even just the Lions game, because Sunday is actually your birthday. You know what I'm saying? So hey, Sunday actually your boy's birthday. You know, so all the Texans gonna show up for your boy for his birthday. Like if they gonna show up for your boy's birthday. Is they gonna do that? Is they gonna do? We gonna talk about it. We gonna, but make sure you're hitting that like button. I see some of y'all jump up in here, but the likes ain't going up. Make sure you're hitting that like button now. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Covember, hey, 22. You want them double deuces? Already. Shout out. So, the Houston Texans, Sunday night football at home, Battle Red. We gonna see them red jerseys, and it's been announced today that the roof is open. They got we dropping tops out, Battle Red, Candy Red. You know what I'm saying? Candy Red, turn heads, all that good fun against the best team in football. I know going into the season, I said the Detroit Lions are going to be the best team in the NFC. The Detroit Lions are the best in the NFL right now, and it's not even close. I do not care. Kansas City is undefeated. The Detroit Lions are the best team in football right now. On November 8th, 24, the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL. I don't care what nobody say. And to be honest, it's not even close. It's really not close. When you watch this team play football, they got some playmakers out there. And we talk about it because the Texans, we got playmakers too. And hey, number 12, best receiver, in my opinion, who the best receiver in the league, is coming back. You know what I'm saying? I know they say it was limited. Man, 12 gotta play. Ain't no way on Friday and we got Sunday night football against the best team in the NFL and you not playing. Don't tease us like. Don't do that. Like square business. Like straight up and down for real. Don't do us like that. It's square business. You gotta play. So don't tease us like that. So I think Nico will be playing. And you guys show, so we're gonna talk about it. So on the season, you know, we already know the Texans 6-3. CJ Stroud has 180 off of 296 attempts. That's 63.5 completions, 2,139 yards, averaging 230 yards a game. He has 11 touchdowns. He has 4 interceptions, but's been sacked times on the season, which is horrific. Sacked 30 times on the season with a quarterback with 91.9. Joe Mixon has 609 rushing yards, averaging 4.8 yards a carry. He has 6 touchdowns. He's averaging 101.5 rushing yards a game. He's rushed for 100 yards in every game he's played. Every game he's played fully, because he didn't have 100 yards in the Bears game, but he didn't play that game fully. But every game that he's played fully, he's cracked 100 yards in each game. Like I said, Nico Collins has 30 catches, 567 yards. When he left 4 weeks ago, he was leading the league in yards. He was number 1 in yards. I think right now, he's at 14. 3 touchdowns. He's also averages 113 yards a game. The only game that he didn't get 100 yards in is the Minnesota game, and then the game he left early. Like the game he left early against Buffalo was last time. Last time we seen Nico Collins, it was him catching with like a 65-yard touchdown. Stroud. That's the last time we seen Nico Collins play football. That was 4 weeks ago. And like I said, at the time he was leading the league in receiving yards when he left. Tank Dell has 30 catches, 355 yards, 2 touchdowns. But last game, we seen some good things with him catching 126 yards last week against on Thursday Night Football against the New York Jets. So obviously no no Stephon Diggs. Like mentioning them really need to step up. Really haven't got anything out of the tight ends, out of Dalton Schultz, out of Cade Stover, Jordan, Brevin Jordan's out. I think Brevin Jordan's out on IR if I'm not mistaken. Out on IR. So we need. Well, it's kind of we're going into this game with the same cast of guys for the most part that we went in last week. I mean last year, like the same guys that we had all last season, or we went through the majority of our season last year with kind of same type of guys. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. Why I think that could be beneficial, more beneficial. But let's look at the Detroit Lions. So Jared Goff having a resurgence of a career in Detroit. Maybe he was #1 overall pick for the Los Angeles Rams. Went to a Super Bowl, lost, and they ended up trading him for the whole Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford goes to the Rams. They win the Super Bowl, and it looked like that Jared Goff is going to be a bridge guy in Detroit. How Detroit has taken off and like become this monster, this juggernaut that looks like the NFL was not ready for. So Jared Goff has 158 completions off of 211 attempts, has a completion percentage of 74.9 completion percentage. That is a damn good completion percentage. He's only thrown for 1,840 yards at this point in time, averaging 230 yards a game. He has 14 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, has only been sacked 18 times. So about half the amount of times that CJ's been sacked is about half the amount of times that CJ's been sacked. So they've been doing an awesome job of protecting him upright, allowing him able to spread the football around because he does spread the football. Has a quarterback rating of 115. They have a two-headed running game. You got Jamar Gibbs. He has 656 yards. Averaging 6.4 yards a carry, has 7 touchdowns, and then Montgomery has 488 yards, averaging 4.4 yards a carry, and him also has 7 touchdowns. Then you have Amar St. Brown. He has 464 yards and 6 touchdowns. You got Williams out here with 361 yards and 3 touchdowns. Then you got the tight end having 300 yards himself and 2 touchdowns. So again, Jared Goff, they're spreading the football around evenly, and they had a dual running game, not just a solid running back like the Houston Texans. Because again, Joe Mixon, the Houston Texans have a solid back. The Houston Texans do not have a running game, no matter what the people on Twitter say. No matter what the people on Twitter say, because you know exactly what I'm talking about. And also, sidebar, don't do this. Square business. Don't do that no more. Like, straight up and down for real. Don't do that no more. But the Texans do not have a good running game. We have a damn good, extremely good running back. Running game. Those are two completely different things. Those are not the same thing. Good running back, bad running game. Just like you have a good receiver, but have a bad passing game or bad receiving core. Like, that's a difference. There's a difference. Because Joe Mixon, like I said, goes out there. He has, in every game played fully, he's had 100 yards in that game. Only game he didn't get 100 yards in is the Bear game when he got knocked out. And again, that's kind of somewhat disingenuous because I don't think 100 yards in that game anyway, the way they was running the football. Because it wasn't like he got hurt in the first quarter. Like, he got hurt. Did he get hurt right before halftime or right around halftime? I think he only had like 20 yards in that game anyway. I don't know if Joe Mixon would have got 100 yards in that game. Now, he probably would have got like 80-something yards. But again, the facts are the facts. Every game he's played fully, he got 100 yards in. And there's a difference because like he's a definitely good running back. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's a Pro Bowl running back. He's a Pro Bowl running back, and the way he's playing now, he's all pro type of level. He's really, him and Nico Collins are really the Houston Texans' best players. If you want to be for real about it, they're really the two best players. Not C.J. Stroud, not even though Will Anderson is playing on a defensive player of the year level. Not him, not Darius Stingley Jr., not the two best players on the Texans is Nico Collins and Joe Mixon. Those of this 2024 season so far, those are the players, especially on offense. Those are the best players. And again, I think Will does make a case because I think when he was he defensive player of the month? Yeah, he was. He was able to play the month for the month of October. So yeah, so he was defensive player of the month. He got some defensive player of the weeks. I know Joe Mixon also got. Did Joe Mixon get 2? Or just 1? I know he got the first one. Did Joe Mixon get 2 offensive player of the week? I know he got the first one. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. So, these guys are definitely good, solid players. And again, we have a good running back. they have a good running game. When you have multiple running backs able to 7 touchdowns, both of one, you got one running back averaging 6.4, you got another running back averaging 4.4, and it's not like, oh, they only got like 20 carries and they're averaging 6.4 or 4.4. Like, no, we talking about guys who got, one got 650 yards, the other one has 488 yards. They already combined have 1,000 yards rushing by themselves. In this juncture of the season. They already have 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns, them two together. So they have a good actual running game. Their running game, their running attack is actually good. And that's something that you gotta go look out for now. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think Will practiced today. I know he's dealing with an ankle situation that cut them. Like, he was in and out. He tried to play through some of it in the last week. So I think he might be a game time decision, because sometimes, because you know what the ankle is, like sometimes it's like, hey, you might just need to stay off your ankle. And then Sunday, so I think he probably will be a game time decision. I haven't seen anything concrete that he will be out. I think that, again, you're gonna need Will Anderson in this game. Like don't make no bones about it. You're gonna need Will Anderson in this game. With or without him, the Texans come into this game as a 3.5 point dog at home. You know you get 3 points for being at home. So what that means, if this game was on a neutral field, it's a 6. You're a 6-point underdog. Detroit's a 6-point favorite. And if this game was in Detroit, we're talking about a 9.5 point dog. You talking about damn near a double-digit spread. That's what the Vegas and the rest of the league thinks about this game. Thinks about this matchup. You're a 3-point. That's what it means when you're a 3-point underdog at home. When you're a 3-point underdog at home, that means on a neutral site, point dog, and on that team's home field, you are a 9-point dog, because you get 3 points for being at home. So you got the tack, you got for a neutral site, you got to add on 3, and then on top of that, you got the 3 when they go to their home. So a 3.5 point dog is actually very bad at home. Now, if you're 3.5 points on the road, that means it's kind of a pickle, because it means in a neutral site, they kind of think y'all the same. They got us as a touchdown underdog on a neutral, and they don't do that. That actually shows a very little of respect. And part of the reason why is because Detroit Lions are 4-0 at home, 4-0 on the road. The only loss they have is at home early this season in Tampa Bay. If I'm not mistaken, I think they've won 6 straight. They've won 6 straight. Won 6 straight, 2 at home against Tampa Bay, and then they went on a winning streak. Has won the last 6 straight. The Texans, again, we're win one, lose one, win one, lose one for the past couple weeks. Now the Texans are 4-0 at home. Listen to this. Listen to the Detroit Lions road versus the Houston Texans home. So the Texans, like I say, they're 4-0 at home, beating the Chicago Bears 19-13. They beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-20. They beat the Buffalo Bills 23-20. And they beat the Indianapolis Colts 23-20 as well. Those are your 4 home wins. Detroit Lions are also 4-0 on the road. This is what they done on the road. They beat the Arizona Cardinals 20-13. They beat the Dallas Cowboys 47-9. They beat the Minnesota Vikings 31-29, and they beat the Green Bay Packers 24-14. Those are their 4 roads versus the Texans 4 homes. They're averaging 30.5 points a road, and their defense is only giving up 16.2. The Houston Texans average 22.2 points at home and giving up 18.2. So they're beating the Detroit Lions average. They're averaging beating their road opponents by 15 points. Well, technically 14 points. And they're averaging beating their road opponents by 2 touchdowns, while the Texans beating their home opponents by 4 touchdowns. I mean by 4 points. 2 touchdowns versus 4 points. You got two games that's the exact same score, 23-20 in back-to-back games. Like the last three home games for the Texans, you beat the Jags 24-20, Bills 23, Indy 23-20. So that's pretty much the same score. And then the first home game, you won 19-13. So the highest points that you scored is 24, and your lowest you scored is 19. You've given up 23 times, and in the other game you only gave up 13. While they scored 47 on the road is the most that they scored. And the least that they scored on the road is 20. The most that they've given up is 29, and the least that they've given up is 9. That's why you are a 3.5 point dog at home. And shout out to that boy Chris for the super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. As a Texan fan, it must hurt to see how a former Texan with the mind-blowing 5th round pick now the Chiefs, which may help them win the Super Bowl, especially with y'all need wide receivers. I would be punching the air right now. Shout out Chris for the super chat love. I actually don't even care that D Hop is a Chief. Honestly, I mean it don't. I mean I haven't felt the way about DeAndre Hopkins since like his first year with Arizona. Like after that, like after that first year where like after like the initial trade, obviously you upset. And then like after that, I mean it is what it is. Now when he was a free agent going into last season, I thought that he would have came here because he still lived in Houston. So I thought he would have came here. I would have especially with us drafting, us hiring D'Amico. It seemed like at the very least the organization was turning a corner and they was about to get a new, and he chose to go with Tennessee, which didn't make any sense. I mean, good for him that he finally played with a good quarterback. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there like he had a good quarterback the couple of years he was here with Deshaun, and then he also had a good quarterback, decent quarterback, in Colin Murray. But now he has the best quarterback in the league and could be the best quarterback of all time, or at the very least top 3 quarterback of all time. And Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I don't think he's going to three-peat. I just don't. I just by the numbers. It's not even. I think that we gonna knock him out. I just don't think the Chiefs three-peat just by the numbers. I don't see the Chiefs. No, I don't see the Chiefs three-peat. I don't see the Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl this year. Like I don't think that that the Chiefs go back to the Super Bowl, let alone three-peat. But I mean, again, I don't even think about DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, I know the other night he played. The other night he played well and had 2 touchdowns and stuff like that. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm not tripping. And we have the best receiver. We have the best receiver in the league. Like I'm taking right now today. I'm taking Nico Collins over DeAndre Hopkins. Now, I probably would take Hopkins over the version of Tank Dell that we're getting right. I do think that, like I was saying earlier, and like I said, shout out Chris once again for super love. Definitely appreciate that. I do think that now that this is going to be the team that we pretty much seen last year, like it's pretty much the Texan team that we seen last year offensively with CJ and Nico and Tank and Dalton Schultz. Now you add in Joe Mixon. Now it looks like Patterson, like especially since Kenyon Green, I think he's on IR. I think Patterson's going to be playing. And if I'm the Texans, I would put Patterson at center and move Juice to guard, because that Patterson and center gave up like what is a stretch when like we went like that shit with CJ not taking the sack. So I believe that that's the best decision in my personal opinion. I think that's what they should do. They should take Patterson, put Patterson at center, put Kenyon with Juice at guard, and I think that you'll get a good offensive line. I think it'll be better played and it'll be similar to the offensive line you got last year. Like I said, you have a good running game. Well, you have a good running back. Let me not get that misconstrued. You have a good Joe Mixon, so you have an upgrade there, and then everybody else is the same playing position. Nico Collins, CJ Stroud, Tank Dell. You got Robert Woods. You got Robert Woods thrown into the mix. You got things like that. And I think Bobby should be able to call the same type of plays and same type of games he had last year. So we'll see. But like CJ said, first thing first, he gotta have fun. And like I just seen it again, shout out to that boy Chris for the super chat. Love, appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. Lions touchdown point differential 100 plus. The Texans only one touchdown point differential out of the 11 games. I believe you still don't think this team is all smoke and mirrors. No, I don't think this team is all smoke and mirrors. I think Detroit Lions, like I said, I think Detroit Lions are the best team in football. Like I think I come into the season, I thought they were the best team in the NFC. I think the Detroit Lions are the best team in football and are most people picks to get to the Super Bowl and win. I know going into the season, like my official Super Bowl prediction that I put on record, was the Texans and Detroit Lions. That was my Super Bowl pick, and that's why I picked. So that's what it is. Going into the season, I didn't have Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl. I had Detroit Lions going to the Super Bowl. I had Detroit Lions being in the NFC Championship game, but I had them losing to Green Bay. The only reason why initial prediction, the video that I put out, I switched to Detroit Lions. I recorded the video not after week one, but after the Green Bay and Eagles game in not Germany. They were in Germany. In Germany, when Jordan Love got hurt, and at that time they were talking about at least a four game issue. I'm like, okay, 4 games with Malik Willis. The Packers will have to at least go to in that juncture just to even have a fighting chance. And I thought there was a real chance that they were going to go 0-4, probably go 1-3, but end up going 0-4, and they already lost the first game of the season. Jordan Love came back, and actually Malik Willis won both those games, and the Packers are a playoff team as playoffs start right now. So I think the Packers can and will get to the playoffs, and if the Packers get to the playoffs, I actually think the Packers will win. The Packers depend on matchups. I think the Packers can get to the NFC Championship game and win it themselves to the Super Bowl. But I'm on record saying Detroit Lions. So I never thought this team. I never thought this team was smoke and mirrors. I think that this team, even though I thought the Packers will get to the playoffs, get to the Super Bowl and beat the Detroit Lions in the NFC Championship game, I still thought that the Detroit Lions were the best team in the NFC. They just would not win, just not get to the Super Bowl. Just because you're the best team. There's plenty of times the best team doesn't win or get to a Super Bowl. It happens all the time. So I believe the Detroit Lions are not only the best team in the NFC, I believe the best team in football, period. As of right now, they're the best team in football. The Texans, I don't think the Texans are smoking mirrors. The Texans just ain't lived up to expectations. They basically fooled all of us. They got us all hyped up and gassed up with the new jerseys and trading for Stephon Diggs, trading for Joe Mixon, which, again, Joe Mixon has Joe Mixon has done everything he's supposed to do. He has done his job. He's done everything. He's done everything that he's supposed to do, and that's great. He's doing everything that he's supposed to do. So, He's done everything that he's supposed to do. So, he's done everything he's supposed to. I'm glad that he's done what he's supposed to do. And shout out to that boy Joe for the super chat. Love, definitely appreciate that. He said Trump 2024. I mean, he won the election. I mean, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Hey, shout out to super chat. Love, definitely appreciate that. I mean, don't be fighting in my comments. Like, don't be fighting in my comments about it. I mean, hey, y'all have at it. Have at which I want to do. I want to fight. Just don't fight in my comments. Just don't fight in my comments. This is not no political platform, bro. I'm sorry. You want politics? I can't give you that. I give you sports. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what to do. I have no idea what to do. but what I was gonna say? Dang, I forgot what I was about to say just that quick. But yeah, I think the Texans just not have lived up to expectations. That's really what it is. Like the Texans just ain't lived up to expectations. That's really all it is. Point blank. Like, ain't lived up to expectations. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I mean, Joe Mixon has played well and has done everything that he's supposed to do. Like Joe Mixon has played and done everything that he's supposed to do. I think, and I said, I think what we got out of Stephon Diggs, I felt like what we got out of Stephon Diggs was what we gonna get out of Stephon Diggs. Like I felt like that's what we're gonna get out of Stephon Diggs. I mean, it sucks, it hurts that he got hurt, but it is what it is. I mean, I think, I think this is the best team in football with the Detroit Lions. I really do. I really believe that. But even though I think this is the best team in football, I mean, like both teams, the Texans are 4-0 at home. Detroit Lions are 4-0 on the road. But Detroit Lions have definitely like shown you how good they are and how dominant they are. I mean, and I mean, really outside of Dallas, they've beaten some good teams. Arizona leads their division. Both Green Bay and Minnesota are playoff teams, and they played very well. Now, again, the Dallas Cowboy game is the one game that they dominated. They had the dominant performance, putting up 47 on the 9. That's the game that A. Hudson got hurt in. And they've shown you, even with A. Hudson, that they can still play well, like I said. And again, the Detroit Lions are on a mission. Like they got that sour taste from losing the NFC Championship game the way that they lost, and knowing that they really should have went to the playoffs, went to the Super Bowl. Like the Detroit Lions should have beaten the 49ers last year, and they should have been in the Super Bowl. Now, they probably still would have lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, but they should have been first ever Super Bowl. Because they're one of the franchises that the Houston Texans, the Cleveland Browns, and the Jacksonville Jaguars, really the only four franchises that have never been to the Super Bowl. The Texans been to a championship game because Detroit was in this one. And I think Detroit was in the NFC Championship game like in 92, if I'm not mistaken, 92, 91, something like that. Jacksonville was just in the AFC Championship game in 2017. This version of the Cleveland Browns have not, but the Cleveland Browns have been to the AFC Championship game back in the 80s, which that Cleveland team ended up becoming the Ravens, and then they moved to Baltimore. And then after they left, I mean, when they moved to Baltimore, then they became back Cleveland. I think Cleveland, like the Baltimore Ravens, gave Cleveland back the rights. That's why they have all the jerseys and stuff like that. So I guess like this version of the Browns never been to an AFC Championship game, but in their history of the organization, which they were able to keep their history, AFC Championship game I think twice against and losing to the Broncos, because that's the like John Elway, the drive, and then he has the drive part two. I feel like both of them. I know both of them was against Cleveland. I feel like they both were in the AFC. I know one of them was the AFC Championship game. I think both of them were AFC Championship game, if I'm not mistaken. So it is what it is when it comes to that. So, but Detroit Lions should have made it to the Super Bowl last year, and they are on a complete vengeance, coming ready to take. They take names. They coming down and ready to destroy and take names, and they're doing that. That's why they won with six, like I said, six in a row, and they're looking extremely. Golf is looking efficient. Like I said, 74 completion percentage. Very careful with the football. Has 14 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. Like I said, very efficient. They're protecting him. They're keeping him upright. Like, again, he has the amount of sacks that CJ has. Now I know he's played one less game than CJ. That still changed the fact that he has half the amount of sacks as CJ. That means that CJ is obviously, and we know CJ is getting abused. And again, CJ said himself he needs to have more fun. And I said, like, shout out to everybody being in the Discord. I said that in the Discord like the other day, like, when's the last time they looked like he's had fun? And I said the last time they looked like he's had fun is when he threw that touchdown to Nico Collins against the Buffalo Bills. That seems like that's the last time it looked like CJ was having fun on the football field, because every time you see him on, like for the last couple weeks, he looks like he wants to be anywhere but then where he is. Like if you go back and watch that Jets game, I think it was after we did that, after Bobby did that stupid play call of trying to run a fade to CJ. The next play he gets sacked. CJ's on the ground and just throws the football, and then like Larry Tunsil is like pulling them up, like trying like tugging his jersey, trying to pull up, like hey bro, get up, and CJ's not getting up, and CJ's just looking, and then on the bench, he's just standing there. He has a blank stare on his face. He's not even showing emotion. He's not like laughing and talking. He's not even just looking mad. He just mean? Like, he's not even scowling or nothing like that. He's just a blank stare on his face. And I'm like, bro, that's your quarterback. He looks like he wants to be anywhere in the world, in football field. That's bad for any player to feel like that. I'm a former player. Like, it's bad if a player on your team in the middle of a game feels like he wants to be anywhere than the spot he is. It is horrific. It is scary if your quarterback feels like that. It is scary if your quarterback feels like that. It's one, and it's still bad if any of your players feel like that. But your quarterback feels like that. Your quarterback feels like he needs to be or wants to be anywhere else than on that football field. We gotta have a talk, like square business, like straight up and down the rear, like square business. CJ, Nick, D'Amico, Kyle, we all gotta have a talk. All of us, all four, because those are the four most important people to the franchise. The owner of the franchise and Kyle there, the general manager, Nick Collins, the head coach, and D'Amico Ryans, and the franchise quarterback, the face of the franchise, CJ Stroud. Or have to have a sit down if your quarterback feels like that. I don't care if it's initiated by Cal, if it's initiated by D'Amico, if it's initiated by Nick Collins, or if it's initiated by CJ Stroud himself. If that's the case, you have to have a sit down. And what's the plan going forward? How can we fix this? Address the problem and fix it. Point blank period. Point blank period. So that was alarming. So for him to come out and say, I just need to have more fun, man. I need to have more fun. I realize it's a game and all this. I'm like, yes. And I know people like talking about fun. Just win some games. Newsflash, winning is fun. They're having fun. They're playing loose. They throwing the football around. They getting yards. Like CJ is throwing touchdowns. Nico is catching touchdowns. Getting a whole bunch of yards. Y'all mix around. Though you do those things and you play carry, you win games. Because if this team, even though I say the Detroit Lions are the best team in football, if the Texans play to what we know that they're capable of playing, if CJ plays at the level that we know him to play, the level that we seen him play last year, if Nico continues to play like what he's been playing this year, the best receiver in the NFL. I know what Jamar Chase did last night. I understand what Jamar Chase did, and that was incredible. That was the best performance that's the best performance from a receiver standpoint that we've seen all season. From a game by game basis, Nico Collins was the best receiver in the NFL this year. Point blank period. The way Nico Collins from week 1 against the Indianapolis Colts into the last play that he played in week 5 against the Buffaloes, he was the best receiver in the NFL. And I don't care what nobody say. He was the best receiver in the NFL in that time frame. So if he continues to play like that, if we see Tank play the way Tank played last year, if Joe Mixon continues to play the way he's been playing, this team can and will beat any team on their schedule. That's what it is. That's why people came into the season so hyped. But the problem is, CJ Stroud has yet to have a good game this season. I don't care that he threw 300 yards in one. I don't care that he threw like 3 touchdowns against the Patriots, I think it was. CJ Stroud to have a good game. He's had okay games. He's had solid games. Like he's had solid games. Games you'd be like, okay, that's solid. But a good game, like a CJ Stroud good game, last year against the Jacksonville. Last year against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Last year against Tampa Bay. Last year, coming back, pushing against Tennessee. The last game of the regular season to go into the playoffs at Indianapolis. The playoff game, even though he only had to play like a half and a quarter, or a quarter, a half, and then half of a quarter. Those were good games. Those were C.J. Stroud good games, and that's what got people saying he's a top 5 quarterback in the league. The games that we've seen C.J. play this season been solid. They've been okay. They've been solid. No one of those games are top 5 in the league worthy. Not a damn one. Like, let's be real. Let's talk about it. Come on. Let's sit down. Sit down with your boy. Sit down with your boy. Let's talk about it. Let's talk. Let's have this discussion. Let's talk about it. Cause I know I probably made some people mad, and it's cool. It's cool. I know I probably made some people mad. It's cool. C.J. Stroud has yet to have a good game this season. No game this season is top 5 worthy as far as putting you in a top 5 quarterback situation. No, it's not. Like, your numbers are very similar in comparison to Lawrence. Let's be real. And again, I'm not faulting CJ. I'm not even faulting CJ in this situation. I think it's Bobby Slowick. It's obviously the offensive line. I think Bobby Slowick has a life to play. CJ does have some faults of his own, because sometimes you're not going to get a clean pocket, CJ. Sometimes you just got to step up and throw it. Watching Joe Burrow last night, Joe Burrow was getting hit in the gut, delivering passes to Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase making plays. Now, I know the last 4 weeks, because again, these last 3 straight games at Green Bay, home against Indy, at the Jets, have been a very tough 3-game stretch. In those 3 games, he didn't have Nico Collins, so I know that does factor into it. And then last week, he didn't have Nico or Stephon Diggs, so I know that also factors into it as well. But sometimes you gotta deliver that football. Cause I know what game was this? Indianapolis. It was a game against Indy. He did, like, because Kenyon Green let him get hit, and he threw the football. Luckily, wasn't nobody there, because he had the ball came out, I guess, faster than he wanted to, because he had got hit. So he wasn't able to put everything into the football and deliver it. And luckily, wasn't nobody in the facility. And again, he looked at Kenyon like he wanted to slap Kenyon. I think that's when he was. I think that's when he mentally checked out. Like, I'm done. Well, cause I know later on in that game he had got sacked, and like they were trying to get him up, like, get away from me, bro. Like get away from me. Like, I think that's the moment against the Indianapolis Colts. In that moment right there, I think that's when he said, "Deuces." Deuces. I don't want to be here right now. Like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to talk. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to. I feel like that's when that moment happened. But hey, bro, it's the NFL. It's the NFL. You're going to get hit. You got to step up and make plays. Joe Burrow led the Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl offensive line. Come on, man. Now, I know that the pressure might not be exact the same, because you get more pressure up the middle. Theirs might be more so coming from the edge rushers, but still, you gotta step up in this pocket sometimes, bro. You got to step up in the pocket. Now again, I think most of them is not your fault. Most of those not being able to make plays is not your fault, obviously. And again, I know that I'm not saying none of that against that. I understand that, but sometimes, bro, you make some plays. Sometimes you gotta take that hit. You gotta take that on the chin and deliver the football. Put the football to go. Give your receiver. And again, I need the receiver. That's why it's so crucial for Nico to be back, because he needs somebody that's going to step up and make plays for him. Because he like the game against Green Bay, when CJ threw the football to Tank right there in the end zone. You gotta make a play. You go look at that touchdown last night, the Cincinnati, the last touchdown that almost won the Bengals the game, when Jamar Chase caught the football. Joe Burrow was getting hit, and it looked like that's a bad throw. But Jamar Chase won the football. He went up and made the play. And when you see that scramble drill with CJ and Nico, that's the reason why CJ and Nico have the best quarterback receiver combination since last year. All of last year, and then also the first 5 games of this season, because when CJ bailed pocket and scrambled around and like going from one side to the next and just throwing the football up, 12 coming down with it. You give the football in the area of 12 down with it. 12 is coming down with the football in his hands. He's making them. He is a playmaker right now. Like I said, he's the best receiver in football, and it's so glad to have him back. But I need Tank to make plays. Robert Woods, Mechie, and Hutchinson. We always called Dalton Schultz, bro. Like seriously, Dalton Schultz. Where you been at all season? Dalton Schultz ain't did nothing all season long. Dalton Schultz ain't did a damn thing all year long, bro. Like, and you got paid this all season, so you started to make me think that that's all it was. Once you got your bag, you did, hey, fat rat with the cheese. I get the bag. Like, hey, I ain't gotta do too much. I got the bag already. What y'all want to do? I just got paid. I just got paid. That's what you want to do. So, man, shout out Chris for the super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. Nico or Chase, pick. Oh man, it went away. Nico or Chase, you pick Chase was unstoppable. Are you asking me who I think is better or who I want on my team right now? Like, are you asking me who is better? Who on the team right now? Like fantasy picks. Like, we talking about fantasy football. We talking about own the Texans right now. Like, what is your question, Chris? And shout out Chris for super chat love. But what is your question? What is your question? Ask me like specifically like what do I want like right now? Like do I like think is the best receiver in the league, or if I gonna have one on my team, who I pick? Like what are you saying? So let me know. Let me know. Who? Oh, who? Who's better? Boy, that boy did just had over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. I'm gonna go Nico. I'm gonna ride with the home team. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ride with the squad. I've been saying the best receiver in the league. I'm gonna ride with the squad. I'm gonna ride with the squad. I'm gonna ride with the home team. I think Nico Collins. I think Nico Collins is better. I mean, because you think about all the attributes, you think about like the 4.4 speed. He's what 6'4", like with I think he's either 215, 220. Like he 6'4". He can definitely go up there and he can climb the ladder, go up there and make a play on the football at the highest point. Yeah. Like Nico's biggest problem prior was injuries, and I mean, he did just come off missing 4 games. Yeah, Nico liked that on the cool, like for real. Like it took like last year, like he was having some games that really was all at home, and I'm like okay, but like that game to get into the playoffs, Nico was like that. Like yeah, I know he had a 75-yard touchdown, but bro, after that, he still gave you 100. He still gave you what 120 yards because he ended up with 195. So he gave you 120 yards after that. So you take away that one catch, he still gave you 120 yards. It's not like Lamar had a 99-yard reception, had 99 rush for on Monday Night against Tennessee back in 2018, and then ended off the game with like a hundred and I think he ended off the game with like 150 yards rushing. Good when you had a 99-yard rush and you only have 50, which means throughout the whole game you only had 50 yards running. That's what that tells me. Like it means you had 50. That means you had 50 rushing throughout the whole game for you to end up with 100 yards rushing after you had a 99-yard rush. That means you had 51 yards. You rushed for 51 yards throughout the whole game. Because you have a 99-yard rush and you had 51 yards the rest of the game. That's not good. So you take one play, you only got 50 yards rushing. Like that's not good at all. Like that wasn't the case with Nico. Nico had a 75-yard reception. You take that away, he still give you over 120 yards. And it would have been that game would have been 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns because remember, on his last reception, he's about to walk into the end zone and he gets horse collar tackle. If he doesn't get horse collar tackle, he walks into the end zone, he gains the other guy. I think he would have gained like I think it was like 7 yards away from the end zone when he got. So he over 200 yards. He had like 202 yards and a touchdown. Hey, Nico, you got to answer Jamar. Jamar just got 260 yards and 3 touchdowns. Bro, you got to answer. I ain't saying you got to get 250 and 3 tuds. You going to need over 150 yards, and you actually need 2 touchdowns, bro. Like, I need you to get into the end zone twice. Shout out to that boy Chris for Super Chat Love. Definitely appreciate that. Score prediction. We'll get score prediction. I thought you asked me what my score prediction, but we about to get into that. Score prediction. Will Lions get 50 points, 50 plus points? Will the Lions get 50 points? I thought you were trying to say that you predicting the Lions to get 50 points. But since you asked, I guess I'll discuss. So, like I said, shout out Chris for the Super Chat Love. Definitely appreciate that. This is the thing. Like I said, the short lines are the best team in football. Like I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to tell you, fans. Short lines are the best team in football, and this team is definitely good. Like they damn good. They coach well on both sides. Like one, you have the right coach in Dan Campbell, like true leader of men, and he set that culture and got that culture right. He changed the culture of the Detroit Lions of what we know, even with Matt Stafford and Megatron. Like the Detroit Lions never won a division. They were all going on the road in the playoffs. Like they never won. They won the division last year, and they're more likely going to win the division again this year. Like this team made it to the NC Championship game. They won playoffs with Matt Stafford. They was going on the road. Now they should have beat Dallas in 2014, but again Dallas got called for a pass interference call. They shouldn't have got called. So, but that's neither here nor there. The Detroit Lions culture and tone has been changed. I think Joe Brady. I think Joe Brady's gonna be an excellent head coach when he gets to. He's an offensive mind, and he knows. I mean, I call him Joe Brady. It's not Brady. What's the boy name? Brian Johnson. His name Brian Johnson. I don't know why I got a boy Joe Brady. Brian Johnson, he calls up the play. He's a very good offensive coordinator. He dialed them plays up. Bobby takes some notes because he dialed them plays up. And then also Aaron Glenn, the former Houston Texan, the first Houston Texan Pro Bowler, which is kind of funny about that Andre Johnson story. I'm not denying Andre Johnson's story. I think Andre Johnson's telling the truth, but like when he said that never made sense. Like the person who said, who from the Texans in the Pro Bowl? I'm like, the Texans first year, the Texans had 2 Pro Bowlers, Aaron Glenn and Jamie Sharper. Like the Texans' inaugural year in 2002 had Aaron Glenn and Jamie Sharper. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Jamie Sharper scored a touchdown. Scored a touchdown in the Pro Bowl. Like I didn't get. Again, I'm not denying Dre's story. I'm not saying that Dre's lying. I think Dre's telling the truth. Just the person who asked the question, I didn't get that. Like that didn't make no sense. Like the Texans never had a Pro Bowl. The Texans had, if I'm not mistaken, I think they had a Pro Bowler the first 2 years. Cause I know Aaron Glenn made it the first year. Aaron Glenn and Jamie Sharper made it the first year. I think Gary Walker made it too. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I feel like Gary Walker made the Pro Bowl too. So I don't know. It is what it is. I mean that's a conversation for another day. But I say Aaron Glenn, former Houston Texan Pro Bowler, is a DC, and he's able, like I said, I mean they out here scoring people 31. They out scoring people 30 to 16 on the road. Like that, they average scoring 30 points at home, only on the road, only average giving up 16.2. While the Texans only average scoring 22 points at home and giving up 18.2. Battle Red, Sunday Night Football, roof is open. Nico Collins is back. CJ says he's not having fun. Will he have fun? There's a long way to say this, but 27-24 Houston Texans. The Houston Texans win a close game once again, which has been all side of 2 of their losses. Uh, the Texans win a close one, 24. I mean, 27-24. 27-24. And I think the Texans, C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans, have a game-winning drive, and Nico Collins catches the game-winning touchdown. I think the Texans are going to be down 24-20 with 3 minutes left to go in the game, and C.J. on Sunday Football at home goes out there and orchestrates a masterful drive and gets the football to the best receiver in the league, Nico Collins, and the Houston Texans win the game. That's what I think gonna happen. Plus, it's my birthday, so I hope it happens. but seriously, um, I think the Houston Texans go out there. I do. I actually think because all the chips are stacked against them, everybody picking the news, and it's the best team, and all these different type of things. I think the Texans go out there and not only handle business, they do everything. Like they, I'm not gonna say they look like the Houston Texans that we thought them to look. I'm not gonna say all that, but I do think that CJ does have fun. I think CJ plays well and he has fun, and I think Nico come out there and I think Nico gives you 152 touchdowns. I need Nico to get 200 yards because Nico is the one Texan receiver that we look at. We looking at ilk and look like, hey, this is one of them dudes, and he ain't had 200-yard game yet. Dre's had some 200-yard games. Hopkins had some 200-yard games. Even Will Fuller's had 3 touchdown game against the Atlanta Falcons. So really, we put somebody in the ring on. Every time we put somebody in the ring on, we have a great game. Cause in 2017 we put Dre in the Ring of Honor. That was the only time. That was the only game we won that season with Watson. We played pretty well against the Cardinals. Then in 2018, no 20. I'm sorry. We put Bob McNair in the Ring of Honor. And that's that Falcons game I'm talking about when Will Fuller had 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. I think Deshaun threw 5 touchdowns. Yeah, he did. He threw 2 touchdowns to Darren Fells. And like I said, threw three touchdowns to Will Fuller. And then last year, we put J.J. Watt in the Ring of Honor and J.J. Watt against Pittsburgh. And C.J. played phenomenal in that game. I think Nico caught 2 touchdowns in that game. I feel like he had 2 touchdowns in that game. I think he did. So that's what I think gonna happen. Now we get into picks. Let's talk about some of the NFL games this season. I mean, not the season. This week, week 10 in the NFL. So we got football across the pond in London. We have the Carolina Panthers and the New York Giants will play early in the morning. So we got football at 8:30 in the morning across the pond in I guess England or London. I'm sorry. Carolina Panthers. I think is starting again versus the New York Giants. I'm gonna go Carolina. The reason why I'm gonna go Carolina is because I want the Giants to get Shador Sanders. Like I want Shador to be a Giant. Like I actually want Shador to be in New York in general. If he was able to get to the Jets, great. I think we gave the Jets like life. Now they feel like that they maybe get to the playoffs. So I think maybe that might be a little bit. They might be in a whole different situation right now. But yeah, I really want Shador to go to the NFL. I really want Shador to be in New York. I think that's a perfect fit for him, especially like him in the bright lights like that, and also him being paired up with Malik Neighbors. I think that'd be a good fit for him. He have a good receiver out there, a playmaker receiver in Malik Neighbors. So yeah, I want us to lose. So some of this is just really just on wants. Not like really. Other than that, I like Carolina and the Giants. I really don't know who will win this game. Like I don't. I'm rooting for Carolina. Because I want the Detroit, I want Giants to have the number 1 overall pick. So I'm going to just root for Carolina. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just root for the Panthers. Hey, it is what it is. I'm just root for the Carolina Panthers. In that instance, so I got the Panthers beating the New York Giants. So the clock slate games. You got the Chicago Bears versus the New England Patriots. I think Chicago's that game. You got the Indianapolis Colts hosting the Buffalo Bills. I think Buffalo wins that game. I ain't going to lie. You kind of want Indy to win it because right now the Texans are the 3rd. So even no matter if the Texans win, no matter what happens, win or lose against the Detroit Lions, the Texans will be the 4th seed. Obviously, you want to win, but don't think the Texans will be the 4th seed unless Buffalo loses. Now, if Buffalo loses, because if Buffalo lose and you win, you have to tiebreak over Buffalo because you Buffalo head to head. So that puts Buffalo at the 4 and that puts you at the 3. So yeah, so you kind of want Buffalo. So you want Buffalo. So you're actually rooting for Indy in this instance. But I'm just gonna beat them, even though I think they might be without some of their receivers. I think they might be. I think they might be. I think they might be without some of their receivers. But I think that Buffalo. I think Buffalo still is just a better team than Indianapolis. Shout out to that boy Chris once again for the super chat. Love, definitely appreciate how you like Saquon's backwards huddle. I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was funny and dangerous. I'm like, what is he doing? Like I don't know, cause I don't know. I thought it was dangerous cause technically you turn around moving backwards and you're like, I don't know where he was at. I don't know if it was a first down or not, but like going this way, you get hit first down. If you turn around and get pushed back because yourself turned around, you losing yards. So it's kind of stupid. But I mean, it was a very athletic play though, but kind of stupid, but athletic play. But yes, I got Buffalo beating the Indianapolis Colts versus Denver. I think Kansas City's the better team, so I think Kansas City beats Denver. Again, you will want Denver to beat Kansas City, obviously, but I do think I ain't gonna lie. I think that number 1 seed shift itself, especially for the Texans. Like Chiefs have 0 losses, you already have 3. You got the Lions, Dallas, the Ravens, and the Chiefs, and then you still got the Jags. I don't know. It's you would need Kansas City to lose 2 games. You have to win out, and you would need Kansas City to lose 2 games, and then you winning out, you would beat Kansas City for the third loss and get the call over them. But I just think that I ain't gonna lie. I think that ship is sailed for number 1 seed. The best case scenario for the Texans to be number 2 seed, in my opinion, right now. The number 2 seed, and then hope that the Bengals don't get don't get into the playoffs, that they are the 5 or 6 seed. Because I ain't gonna lie, the 2 seed might not be the seed that you want. Because I still think, the Bengals lost, I think the Bengals get in still. Because I don't think this AFC is good. I don't think the AFC is good. So I don't think that AFC is good. So you got the Chargers. So the wild card teams right now, the Chargers, Ravens, and Broncos. Chargers, Ravens. I think the Bengals could still get in over the Broncos. I don't even know if they play each other this year. I think the Bengals could still get in over the Broncos. I know the Colts are in the mix as well. I just think the Bengals. I mean, I know they keep losing, but I do think that they're because they got Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow is playing out of his mind. Like the NFL is looking at the rest of the NFL, like people like Jared Goff are actually lucky because Jared Goff is probably one of the leading candidates for the MVP this year. He's lucky that Joe Burrow is not leading the AFC North. Burrow was leading the AFC North. Joe Burrow hands down the MVP this season. Joe Burrow is playing out of his mind. He's probably going to win his 2nd comeback player of the year because he is coming back off of injury and he's playing out of his mind. So he's probably going to win his 2nd comeback player of the year award. Yeah, like Joe Burrow's playing out of his mind. So I think they still get in, honestly. But like I said, I think that number 1 Texans is sailed. New Orleans versus the Atlanta Falcons. I think the Falcons are going to beat New Orleans. I just think the Falcons are a bad team, and I think the Falcons are going to start to run away with that division. Washington hosts Pittsburgh. I think Washington's a better team, and I think Washington just goes out and beats Pittsburgh. Jacksonville hosts Minnesota. Again, Minnesota's the better team. I think Minnesota just goes out there and beats Jacksonville. Those are the 12 o'clock games. The 3 o'clock game, the LA Chargers host Tennessee. Once again, I think the Chargers are a better team, so I think the Chargers just go out there and beat Tennessee. Dallas hosts Philadelphia. I think the Eagles are the better team. I think that Dallas, even though Cooper Rush is going to go out there, I think Cooper Rush might make plays. And I have a feeling that Cooper Rush is actually going to look very well against us on Monday Night Football. Like I think Cooper Rush is going to go out there and look like, oh, hey, this guy could possibly be a franchise because that's what the Texans do. We make bad quarterbacks look good. I think the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Dallas Cowboys because they're obviously the better team. And it's in Dallas, and Dallas ain't won no game at home this year. Even though I do like to play the odds, and I think eventually they will win at home. I think Philly wins that game still. Arizona Cardinals versus the New York Jets. I think Arizona wins because again, I think Arizona's the better team because I think they're the better coach team. I think the Jets got more talent. I'd be so angry if the Jets win this game because then, like, I'm gonna have the Jets feeling that they can get back into this playoff race, and it's all because we allowed them to win against us. All because of it. The team was 2-6, and you went down there and you let them score 3 straight second half touchdowns to beat you. And now they're 3-6. And they beat these Cardinals and become 4-6, just like what I said about the Bengals. They can get into the playoffs because of how bad this AFC is. It's not a good conference this year. I know we've always used, the AFC is a good conference. It got all the quarterbacks. Yeah, it got the quarterback names and faces. When you talk about Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, now C.J. Stroud, Joe Burrow. Yes, and the NFC only had at that. I mean, this is going into the season like Dak Prescott and Brock Purdy, and you throw in Jared Goff. But you look at those teams in the NFC. Those teams in the NFC are playing way better football, top to bottom, than the AFC. And I think they're a better, stronger conference. And so I think bad teams get in. So the Bengals could be a bad team this year. If the Bengals was playing like this in previous years, the Bengals wouldn't get into the playoffs. That's why they didn't get to the playoffs last year. They didn't have Joe Burrow, but they didn't get into the playoffs last year. But this team could definitely, most definitely get into the playoffs now how bad this conference is. So if the Bengals can, I think the Jets can too. It beat this game, and I'm gonna be so agitated because we allowed this to happen. We allowed this team to get some more breath. We allowed this team to believe that they can get into the things. So, but I do think the Arizona Cardinals win because I think the Arizona Cardinals are playing better football, they're a better coached football team, and I just think that they'll go out there and sit home, mess it at Arizona, even though Aaron Rodgers plays good in Arizona. I ain't gonna lie, but that's dang it, Aaron Rodgers, because that's his first playoff game too. Even though they lost to the Cardinals, he played magnificent in that first playoff game, the year before he won the Super Bowl. But he played magnificent in that game in the desert against Kurt Warner. I remember that playoff game. I was at work watching that play. He played, man. I'm not saying I punted in that game. I think it was one of those offensive performances that there was no punt, no field goals. It was all touch. He played incredible in that game, and he's had other big moments in that stadium. Dang it, the Jets are gonna win. The Jets are going to win that game. Dang it. Yeah, never mind. The Jets gonna win that game, y'all. Yeah, the Jets gonna win that game. The Jets gonna win the game. Monday Night Football, the Los Angeles Rams host the Miami Dolphins. I think Tua and them finally get something going, and I think the Miami Dolphins win. So to recap, I got Panthers beating the Giants at 8 o'clock in the morning across the pond in London. The Carolina Panthers beating the New York Giants. In the 12 o'clock games, I got Chicago beating the New England Patriots. I got Buffalo beating Indy. I got Kansas City Broncos. I got the Falcons beating the New Orleans Saints. I got Washington beating Pittsburgh Steelers. I got the Jacksonville Jaguars I got the Minnesota Vikings beating the Jacksonville Jaguars. I got the Chargers beating Tennessee. Eagles beating Dallas. I originally had Arizona winning, but now the Jets will beat the Arizona Cardinals, and I got the Miami Dolphins beating the Los Angeles Rams. So that's why I feel like it's gonna happen in those games. But the most important game of the weekend is Houston Texans Battle Red Day. So we get to see again. This is what I was talking about, y'all. Like, okay, everybody hyped up about the red jerseys and stuff like that. I didn't want to waste them red jerseys on no noon o'clock game against the Tennessee or against the Jacksonville Jaguars or who else we played at home. Like just a random game. Like just a random game. Like I didn't want to waste it on no just regular noon o'clock game against the Cleveland Browns or the New England Patriots. I didn't want to waste them Battle Red. Like I said, them Battle Red so clean that they need to be shown on prime time. Like of all the jerseys to have on prime time that the Texans had, the Battle Red, the Steel Blue, the Liberty White, even the H-Town Color Rush. The Battle Red jerseys were the jerseys to definitely be on prime time. They're definitely the jerseys to be on prime time. I like all of our jerseys. Like when the jerseys came out, I think we upgraded in every fashion. I think all of our jerseys are like all different jerseys of all different of our jerseys versus the previous ones. Um, I went back and forth. My favorite jersey is the home one. I think my favorite combo is that all deep steel blue. My favorite jersey is the home one. My second favorite jersey, of watching and seeing, is actually the Liberty White one. Is the all Liberty White? That's my second favorite. Would be the Color Rush. One we haven't seen the Battle Red, so going into like just like from the promotion when they showed the jerseys. My favorite was the Liberty White. My second favorite was the Color. And it was the home, and the last one was the Battle Red. After seeing them in action and seeing play, it's the home is one, the white is two, the Color Rush is three, and we gonna see with this Battle Red layout. From the pictures I seen, the pictures look clean. I didn't like the red helmets. With they practice jerseys that I seen like today. I didn't like that. That didn't look right to me. I ain't again. It's with the practice jerseys. It don't even matter. And I wonder why they like. I guess try to get used to the helmet. I guess it is a helmet. Cause why they practice in those helmets, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But I do like these jerseys. I think they're gonna look clean. Like this is the time to show them. I am glad that we got to see the Liberty White on primetime field. I would want to still. I still that Liberty White because I thought the Liberty White was clean. I wanted to see that color rush in the prime time, like especially on NBC Sunday Night Football. I would have rather seen that color rush so I get a feel. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I actually did not like some of the angles of the color rush, the H Town blue jerseys. I really kind of ain't like it. In some instances, they do look black. I don't like that they look black, like they're blue. I want them to look blue. I want the blue to stand out. Now on their pictures, like like the photo pictures that they took, getting ready for the showcase them, you can tell they blue. They look very bluish in those pictures. And then on some of the camera angles, like when CJ threw the touchdown to Nico, he posted like this. Like in some of those angles and instances, they looked blue. But other times they also look black. So it's like they were like chameleon change color changing click. Yeah. So, but Battle Red jerseys, roof gonna be open, shooting the red fireworks. We dropping the tops, candy red, got the chrome face mask too. That's gonna be clean. That's gonna be fire. I ain't gonna lie to you. Going up against the best team in football, the Texans are a 3.5 point favorite, or 3.5 dog at home. And again, for people who weren't here earlier, you get 3 points to be at home. So if you to be a 3-point underdog, that means on a neutral site, they're saying it's you're a 6 point underdog. The Detroit Lions are a 6 point favorite. So that's because it's actually 6.5 because they got you as a 3.5 underdog. So that'd be a 6.5 underdog on neutral site. So a touchdown on neutral site. And that means if we was in Ford Field in Detroit, They would have you as a 9.5 point underdog. The Detroit Lions would be a 9.5 point favorite at home against you. So they're saying double digits because you're half a point away from double digits. That's crazy on the NFL level. Like NFL, they don't really like giving people like touchdown underdogs because that's a huge spread in the NFL. College a little bit because college scores be getting out of hand and colleges be doing all they be putting in backups and colleges just do all type of weird stuff. In the NFL, it's a little bit more parity and stuff like that. Obviously because they all everybody's adults, everybody's getting paid similar. Like college. I mean like what I'm saying, like UT out there playing Southern, like Texas Southern, stuff like that. Like those are two completely inquiring words and stuff like that. Like those are two completely different weight classes. Like it's one thing for you to go up against like Baylor, TCU. I almost said SMU is actually pretty good. I hope SMU gets to the college playoffs. I hope SMU wins the ACC and gets into the college playoffs. So like you got a little instance like that, but like that's why you can have huge underdogs and then you can have huge like point spreads in college. On the NFL level, that huge of a point spread, they are really, 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 really saying, hey, the Detroit Lions are that good than the Texans. They are that much better. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 though. I ain't gonna lie to you. If this game wasn't on my birthday, I would have the Texans losing. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna fake it. But I just think the Texans gonna win. I think the Houston Texans are going to win 27-24. I think it's going to be a close game, a close tight game, and I think that CJ on Sunday Night Football shows why coming into the season said he was a top 5 quarterback. And he goes out there and he gives you the drive that cements that he gonna be one of them ones. And I think that Nico comes and shows that he's the best receiver in the league. Even though Jamar Chase cause I said he don't know this now because Jamar Chase just did what he did last night. I think Nico comes out there and he answers the bell. I think Nico answers the bell and he puts together an extremely solid performance as well. His best performance of this season. 2 touchdowns, over 150 yards. And the Texans, now we can start talking about the Texans being not just was they overhyped. Because they lose the Detroit Lions, especially if it gets out of hand. Like again, the line spread, a point differential is they outscoring opponents 30.5 to 16.2 on the road. And if that holds up and the Texans lose, they beating teams by 2 touchdowns on the road. Like they go into other people's teams and beating them by 2 touchdowns. Now, I know some of that got to do with them beating Dallas by basically by 40 because I mean they beat Arizona by a touchdown. They beat Minnesota by a goal. They beat Minnesota by field goal. They beat Green Bay by 10. So they did beat Green Bay by double digits. Like they only beat Green Bay and Dallas by double digits. They beat both Minnesota and Arizona by possession. So there is that. But still, the spread is the spread because the Texans, all their games, you beat Chicago. You beat Chicago by 6 points. You beat the Jags by 4 points, which was a walk-off touchdown. You beat Buffalo by 3 points, was a walk-off. And you beat Indy by 3 points. You have to stop Indy at the end of the game. So there is that. So, but the Texans, if the Lions go out there and do what they've been doing on the road to the Houston Texans, and Texans, not only that Texans get embarrassed like that, then now the Texans are 6-4 instead of 7-3. The Texans are 6-4. Again, I think the Texans still win the AFC South because most importantly they have the tiebreaker of Indianapolis Colts because they swept them. This team might not. Like this team it'd be destined to win the AFC South, be the 4 seed, get a home playoff game, depending on the match, may possibly win, may possibly lose, especially if you got to go against the Ravens or the Bengals or something like that, and then go to Baltimore, Pittsburgh, either Baltimore, Pittsburgh, whoever win their division, Buffalo or Kansas City, and go out there and get smacked up. That's would be the reality. So the Texans need to win. I think, like I said, the Texans need to really focus and get their position on the number 2 seed, even though the number 2 seed might be a little dangerous this year because of Cincinnati. So all that, but then you also the dang Jets lurking too. Boy. But again, all in all, I got the Houston Texans beating the Detroit Lions at home 27-20 with CJ Stroud orchestrating the game-winning drive. Man, shout out to everybody that came here. Definitely appreciate everybody that came through here. If you ain't hit the like button already, make sure you hit the like button. I'm going to give y'all some time. So if you ain't hit the like button already, make sure you hit the like button. I'm going to give y'all some time. If you ain't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. I'm going to give y'all some time. And Broderick, I seen what you just said. Ain't nobody said anybody scared of the Bengals. I'm just saying that the Bengals can sneak into the playoffs, and the Bengals would be a more dangerous 17. Because they would be if they sneak into the playoffs, they could be the 7th seed. They would be the more dangerous 7th seed of all the 7 seeds because of who's their quarterback. Again, they record for a reason because their defense is not good, but they would have a good quarterback. They would have a good quarterback, and again, I like that. That obviously bodes well for said team. They would be like, who would you rather face? Again, if you host a wild card game, who would you rather face? Because these are the teams that could potentially be like the 7th seed. You have the Cincinnati Bengals. You have the Jets. The Jets might, if the Jets beat Arizona, they'll jump into the mix. Indianapolis, the Denver Broncos. One of those 3 teams will be the 7th seed. You think you would rather face the Bengals than you would rather face the Bengals than the Jets or the Indianapolis Colts or the Denver Broncos. So those 4 teams, you would rather face the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and also potentially T. Higgins. You would rather face them than a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers and a 31-year-old Devontae Adams, and again, Gary Wilson. And I know they just beat us. I understand that they just beat us. And then what's his name? The Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, and then the Indianapolis Colts with either version of Joe Flacco, AR. I think AR is going to end up taking over their team by the end of the season because I think that Flacco energy ran out. I think Flacco. That carriage turned to a pumpkin at NRG Stadium last year. And I know he had a good game against Jacksonville, but they did lose to Jacksonville. But he played well. I think that ship is sailed, and I think AR will before the season ends. I think AR will take back over the Indianapolis Colts before the season ends. So you're sitting to tell me that you'd rather face the Cincinnati Bengals than any of those teams? You crazy. Boy, you crazy. Boy, stop. Boy, I used to think this before that you didn't know football. You definitely don't know football. You definitely know football. I'm not saying I'm afraid. I'm just saying that I think those other teams will be easier to beat because they actually have a quarterback over there. Like Denver and Indianapolis don't have a quarterback, and the Jets have a quarterback. He's just 40 plus years old, so you don't know which Aaron Rodgers you're gonna get. Joe Burrow been playing out of his mind. And that's nothing. If you scared of Aaron Rodgers, Gary Wilson, and Devontae Adams, how you ain't scared of Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins? Because Joe Burrow is better than Aaron Rodgers right now. Jamar Chase is better than Devontae Adams or Gary Wilson, and I guess you could say the second receiver. I guess the second receiver would be better than T. Higgins. I give you that. Because if you put Jamar Chase and say Jamar Chase is better than Devontae, I'm definitely say that Gary Wilson is better than T. Higgins. And also, I would say that Devontae Adams is better than T. Higgins. So, yeah. So, they will have the second best. They'll have the best second receiver. But the Bengals will have the better quarterback and number one receiver. Project, stop talking to me. Now you start. Now, you're starting to irritate. I'm not for your foolishness, Broderick. I'm not for your foolishness. Go make some. The weather done changed. Go cook some barbecue. Go cook some barbecue, Broderick. You supposed to be out here selling barbecue plates. Ain't sold now one barbecue plate. Ain't made no baked beans. Ain't made no potato salad. You know what? You probably don't even know how to make potato salad. I already know. Your potato salad is gonna be trash. I already know. You probably put mayonnaise in your potato salad. See, you out there with the levers making mayonnaise potato salad. I can't eat no mayonnaise potato salad. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Don't bring me no mayonnaise. Don't bring me no mayonnaise potato salad. No. Don't bring me no mayonnaise potato salad. Probably got raisins too. Probably got raisins and lima beans and pecans. Yeah, boy. It's very festive. Project potato salad might be very festive. Oh man. Brother got festive potato salad. Oh man. Oh man. Oh bruh. Oh bruh. What's fight words, Broderick? What? Because we called you out? Because we called you out because we found out what your recipe was? We found out what your so make sure when y'all see Broderick food truck, don't get the potato salad. Don't get it. Don't get the potato salad. Green. Don't get it. Yeah, I'm telling you, that boy probably got green beans in his potato salad. It probably made, like I said, it's made with mayonnaise. He don't use mustard, so he used mayonnaise in potato salad. He got raisins in there. He got green beans up in there. He put a little pecans up in there, so it's healthy. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you that's what Broderick puts in his potato salad. We discovered the recipe. We discovered the recipe. Yes, we discovered the recipe. Yeah, yep, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And I'm saying, Broderick. See, yeah, I'm saying, Broderick. Yeah. You disappointed everybody from Lamar. You've definitely disappointed the Lamar community. You have. That's why you can't go back home. That's the real reason why you can't go back home. See, that's the real reason why you can't go back to Lamar. That's the real. See, we discovered it all. The truth that came out. The truth has come out. We understand what's going on. We done found you. Yes, sir. We done found you out. Make sure you hit the like button, man. If y'all hit the like button already, make sure you hit the like button. I appreciate everybody that came through here. Hey, shout out to everybody hit that super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. Y'all don't understand how much that means to me, bro. Definitely appreciate that super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. So, hey, remember, Sunday night, Houston Texans hosting the Detroit Lions. Immediately after game, right here. And hey, it's your boy birthday, so you gotta pull up on your boy. Come on now. Y'all gotta pull up and show your boy love on his birthday. What do I get for my birthday? The Texans gotta win. The Texans got to win. I'm Texas. I need that win for my bird. Hey, what do I get for my bird? Hey, I need the Texans to win for my birthday. Come on. So make sure y'all pull up right here. Texans win by 3. I do got Texans win by 3 because I just see final score. Texans 24 27. The Detroit Lions 24. I got Texas winning 24-27. So that's my final score. Oh, for real? Your son birthday on Sunday? Hey, that's what's up. Hey, he gonna be real. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Hey, November real. Again, I don't care what none of y'all say. I don't care what y'all say. Appreciate the birthday. Happy birthday. Definitely appreciate that. Definitely. I don't care what nobody say. November is the best month of all the months. Oh man, hey, shout out to that boy Isaiah. Hey, I'm gonna shout him out on our birthday because his birthday gonna be on this Sunday too. I'm gonna shout him out again on because it's the greatest day of the year. Again, don't care what any of y'all say. Like I know y'all gonna argue. That's fine. I don't care. It's cool. Shout out to little Isaiah. His birthday Monday. Shout out to my boy Isaiah, November 10th. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to that boy Isaiah. Hey, we gonna shout you out again on Monday. I mean on Sunday on the game. Yours on 18th again. More realist. You know what I'm saying? Actually, that's when we play Dallas. So we play Dallas on your birthday because the 18th is the Dallas game. So hey man, again, don't care what none of y'all say. Don't care what none of y'all say. November is the hardest month. Hey, November 18th, ain't that the Drake song? Ain't that the I'm on now. I met going from the H town. Ain't that song back 18th? Or is it November 19th? Or is it November 17th? It's one of them. It's either November 17th, 18th, or 19th. But I think it's November 18th. I think that's the name of the Drake song. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But shout out to all my November people out there, you know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. It's the coldest month of the year. Nobody say. I don't care. What y'all say? I don't care what none of y'all say. I don't care. I do not care what none of y'all say. It is what it is. I man, appreciate you. See, been watching me since 2019 already, man. You know the content gonna keep coming. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you. Hey, like I say, shout out to his birthday on Sunday, and we gonna don't. I ain't gonna forget. Let me write this down. Make I won't forget my boy Isaiah's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure I write this down. My boy Isaiah. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I write the boy Isaiah's name down. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I won't forget to shout him out on our birthday. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, man, appreciate everybody that came showed your boy some love. Remember, after the game on Sunday, it's your birthday. Pull up right here. Pull up right here. And we gonna talk about it. We gonna break it down. What we just seen because I think it's one of them ones. It's gonna be one of them ones. Houston Texans beating the Detroit Lions 27-24. CJ orchestrates a game-winning drive, and the Houston Texans fans go. Hey man, shout out that boy, shout out that boy Frank for the super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. That boy say round on me. Appreciate the love, bro. Man, see, hey man, shout, hey man, hey, appreciate the love. Definitely appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, bro. Shout out that boy Frank for the super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. Hey, it's about to go down. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about to go down. I think it's going to be a good football game. One, all the Houston Texans home games have been close. All 4 of them. All 4 Houston Texans home games have been one possession games. You had a game-winning drive to beat the Jags. You had a game-winning field goal to beat the Bills, and you had to stop against on Indy. You had to stop them from scoring on you. So I feel like it's going to be a good game. I feel like it's going to be a close game. But most importantly, the Texans come out with a win. Man, so shout out to everybody out there. Make sure y'all pull up right after the game on Sunday. Pull up and watch your boy because it's about to go down. Like for real, it's about to go down. So appreciate y'all super chat love. Appreciate you come through. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Like, subscribe, comment below, click that bell for more videos. I holla already.